Now we've reached episode 3, and I don't know, for some reason this show just doesn't feel the same to me. While I enjoyed the last episode, it seems like ever since Dino Charge went super, it's a different kind of show entirely. Granted, that might be because the show didn't have a very good start, but I'm still waiting for that one episode that makes me feel like I did when watching Return of the Caveman or even Down Under. And hopefully this episode is the one to do it, so let's go ahead and talk about episode 3, Nightmare on Amber Beach. The episode opens with Riley picking up Shelby from summer school, who's upset because she got a B on a test. Oh, okay, we're doing this. The others try to tell Shelby that a B's not that bad, but she says that in her family a B's unacceptable, a statement that's finished off by Colonel Truman, I mean her father. Shelby's dad tells her that she needs to study harder if she's going to run Watkins Ice Cream, surprising the others when they find out it's her family's business. Shelby's dad gives everyone free ice cream, telling Shelby that a happy customer is a return customer, but Shelby tells her dad not to worry since she's retaking the test in 2 days. Shelby's dad tells her that she'll get an A for sure, adding that he can come by and quiz her later, which Shelby celebrates with forced enthusiasm. After her dad leaves, Shelby gets to studying as Heckle tells her that she looks exhausted, but Shelby says she'll sleep when she gets her A. Heckle says she'll sleep sooner than that as he walks off, later waking up a monster called Nightmare, who he plans to use to get the Rangers' Energems. Heckle goes back to the cafe where he gives Shelby an anonymous package, which turns out to be a pillow that Heckle says her dad must have sent. Shelby ends up falling asleep on the pillow, giving Nightmare the opportunity to enter her dreams.
Hello, Shelby. I don't want to alarm you, but look over there.
Oh no.
You know what to do with Vivix. Destroy them.
Stop! How'd you get in here?
What'd I do wrong? Shelby, stop! What are you doing?
Whoa, Shelby, calm down. This is like 3 MMPR plots stacked on top of each other. Shelby slices the pillow in 2, thus waking her from her dream, before Nightmare himself leaves her head and makes his presence known. Nightmare cryptically says the Rangers must sleep eventually, and leaves before Sir Ivan can properly slice the thing in half. Shelby says that the monster made her think the others were Vivix, so Kendall tells everyone to go to the base so she can analyze Shelby. After determining that Shelby's okay, Kendall analyzes the pillow, telling the others not to sleep in the meantime. After a montage in the base, Kendall completes her analysis, telling the Rangers that the pillow puts people into a dream state where they're unable to wake up until the pillow is destroyed. Shelby and Riley determine that while in said sleep state, Nightmare can enter a person's dreams and create illusions. Kendall tells everyone that it's time to open the cafe, with Tyler adding that they can't fall asleep until Nightmare is destroyed. Later that day, Nightmare tells Heckle that the Rangers aren't sleeping, so Heckle tells Fury to send down some real Vivix in hopes of tiring out the Rangers. Back at the cafe, Shelby's dad shows up, trying to see what book Shelby's reading, only to be disappointed when he finds out it's about dinosaurs. Shelby tries to tell her dad that she loves dinosaurs, but he says that business is the future, and even though Shelby says business is boring, her father takes her into the kitchen to show her that's not the case. Using some math and a few sparklers, Shelby's dad shows her the magic of business, and though her friends are impressed, Shelby's unfazed. At that point, her communicator goes off, so she makes her dad leave, saying it's her boss, before Kendall says that she's detected alien biosigns, followed by Chase's news that he can't find Ivan. The Rangers try to fight off the attacking Vivix, but don't put up much of a fight because of exhaustion. Luckily, Sir Ivan shows up, blasting down the Vivix, only to turn his morpher on the Rangers because he's sleepwalking. After Ivan falls down some stairs, the Rangers go to check on him before Nightmare exits his head, leaving the Rangers with a sleeping Knight that they take back to the lab. While trying to carry Ivan inside, Coda finds the offending pillow and rips it in half, causing Sir Ivan to demorph as he wakes up. The Knight thanks his caveman friend before Shelby's alarm goes off, signaling that she has to go take her test, with Riley saying that he'll give her a ride and Kendall warning the two not to fall asleep. As Shelby and Riley exit the cafe, they run into Shelby's dad, who wishes his daughter good luck, saying that business is what makes the Watkins happy, but when Shelby asks what if business won't make her happy, he tells her not to be silly, so Shelby goes to take her test, leaving her confused father behind. Before Shelby goes into school to take the test, she asks Riley if he thinks she'll be good at running her family's ice cream shop, and while Riley says yes, he adds that everyone in his family wanted him to grow up to be a cowboy, even though that's not what he wanted, and that Shelby should do what makes her happy. The bell rings, so Shelby thanks Riley for his advice as she heads inside, while Curio ingeniously places the pillow inside Riley's helmet. When Riley puts the helmet on, he instantly falls asleep, so Nightmare enters his head and starts controlling his body. Meanwhile, the cafe closes early for some reason, so Heckle takes the opportunity to put the other Rangers to sleep and take their Energems.
Sleep tight, pretty lady.
Riley, you were right! I need to follow my passion. What are you doing, Heckle?
I completely agree. You should follow your passion. Let's sit down and talk about your future.
What happened to them?
Well, just taking a little nap.
They're Energems.
Why don't you join us?
Oh, commercial. After the break, Shelby realizes that it was Heckle who first gave her the pillow, blasting it down when she determines Heckle works for Snide. The other Rangers wake up and ask what's going on, and though Shelby tells everyone that Heckle tried to steal the Energems, the villain says that Shelby's talking crazy since she hasn't slept in days. The team doesn't buy it, with Shelby saying that Heckle works for Snide and was just trying to gain their trust so he could steal the Energems from them. Kendall asks Heckle if he does indeed work for Snide, and while he honestly says he doesn't, he instantly changes into Snide. The more alien-looking villain tells the Rangers he'll rip them to shreds after he finds their base and takes the Energems, which confuses Shelby after the villain leaves. Before the team can dwell on it too long, Kendall's alerted to Riley heading toward the junkyard, telling the others that they have to go wake him since he's probably asleep, while Kendall herself stays behind because we don't have Sentai footage of Purple in this fight. At the junkyard, Riley sleepwalks towards Fury, presenting him with his Energem, but luckily Chase shoots the pillow before Fury can take the gem. Riley takes on Fury on Morph before Nightmare leaves his head, so Fury orders the monster to take out the Rangers as he heads back to the ship. Furio leaves as well after the Rangers morph and strike down Nightmare together and finish off the monster rather quickly. Nightmare grows, so the Rangers call their swords and activate Superdrive mode before forming the Terra, Dino, and Plesiocharge Megazords, with Kendall still not joining in the fight even though Tyler's piloting her Zord. Since they outnumber the monster, the Rangers once again take out Nightmare easily, and after the fight, Shelby gives a tour at the museum, being surprised when she finds her father in the audience. Shelby tries to tell her dad why she didn't finish the test, but he tells her that running a business has always been his dream, and that Shelby should follow her own. Shelby then asks for a small favor, and the episode ends with Shelby thanking Riley for his advice as the team digs into a dinosaur ice cream cake her father made. This episode is pretty solid, but I find it very hard to judge. I mean, from the outset, this is just a filler episode, but then you have that incredibly well done scene between Heckle and the Rangers. But before I get into that, let me first talk about the less important bits of this episode. Again, this is mostly a filler plot that we as fans have seen countless times on this show, but the premise is given a new spin by having the Rangers fight to stay awake so they don't fall prey to Nightmare. Outside of that, the character bits in this episode are once again where the show shines the most. We're shown a new side to Shelby's character through her interactions with her dad, further expanding on why she's been fighting so hard to be taken seriously as a dinosaur expert since the beginning of this show. This episode shows that while Shelby grew up loving dinosaurs, her family wanted her to take over Watkins Ice Cream and continue their legacy. However, the episode also shows her dad's take on the situation as a man who clearly loves business, showing that while both characters' passions are different, that doesn't mean that one is right and one is wrong. And I love that Riley's the one to tell Shelby that she should follow her passion, since it's exactly what he did at the beginning of the show, proving that Dino Charge is using its characters effectively. And now that I've got that out of the way, let me go ahead and talk about the major plot point in this episode, Heckle's reveal to the Rangers. I'm not even gonna mince words here, I love absolutely everything about this scene. From the acting, to the dialogue, to the intensity, everything is great. I honestly was not expecting this to happen this early in the show, which can be a bad or good thing depending on where the show goes from here. After all, now that Heckle's been outed as the villain he is, it means that he won't be able to manipulate the Rangers in the same way he was last episode, but it also means that Heckle will have to come up with a new plan to get the Energems, and since the Rangers now know he's Snide, we can hopefully get more scenes like this. And the only reason I'm not bothered by the earliness of this scene is because the show had already shown part of it in the intro. Overall, while this is pretty much a filler episode, it does enough with character and story for me to recommend it, and while Heckle's reveal might be an early development, I'm holding out hope that the show will use it to further advance the story in the coming episodes. I'm Nick, aka IronBat1993, and may the power protect you.